My favorite book this week is The Miscalculations of Lightning Girl. If you like dogs, if you like math, if you like stories of friendship, this is one I think you'll like. So this is the story of Lucy, and when she was younger, she was struck by lightning, and the trauma of it altered her neural pathways, and she was left with this savant-like ability to calculate super quick. Like she can name all the digits of pi, that kind of quick. So she's this math super genius who's been homeschooled for most of her life with her grandma, also teaching herself online. But when her uncle decides it's time for her to get some regular kid experience, she is enrolled at the local middle school and has to learn how to hang there. And it's pretty tough at first. She hides her math abilities, but once she gets roped into this school project, she develops a couple of their friends as they're volunteering at the local dog shelter. And she also falls in love with a cute little mutt named Cutie Pie. So it's a really sweet story. Again, great for those of you who like wonder or books like Fish in a Tree. If you've already read the new Hunger Games prequel and you need a new series to fill the void that's left, I would check out the Legend series. Especially if you're a fan of musicals, you'll appreciate the fact that Marie Lu, who wrote the series, attempted to recreate the conflict between Valjean and Javert from Les Miserables. So in the story that's set in the not-so-distant future, as most dystopians are, the United States is split into two. We've got a wealthy republic and a bunch of slums. And June is the high school prodigy from the republic. Day has grown up in the slums and he's a wanted criminal. They're both in high school. They have no reason to cross paths until one day June's brother is murdered and Day becomes the prime suspect. So June goes after him and she's seeking revenge, but ultimately the two discover that there's a huge cover-up going on in their country. So you might also appreciate the fact that the writer used to be a video game creator. So there's lots of action, and it's a new series I think Hunger Games fans will really like. Another great dystopian book is new. It's called Forged in Fire and Stars. This is a kind of Game of Thrones meets Ember and Ashes meets Shadow and Bone. And it's the first in a series, action-packed, from the author of the Nightshade series. This is about a girl named Ara who has one path set aside for her family, and like a lot of young adults, isn't sure whether she wants to follow that path or forge her own. So another great action-packed series for the Hunger Games fans. Another action-packed story is Infinity Son. This is the story of two brothers. One is the chosen one, and one ends up with a very big choice to make. On their 18th birthday, they're attacked, and one of them mysteriously is left with these magical powers. The other one caught the whole thing on camera, and both of them end up in the middle of this serious war that they never intended to get in the middle of. It's got magic, it's got action, and it's the first in the series if you need some more like it. I really like Adam Silvera. I read his They Both Die at the End last year, and it was one that really stuck with me. I think you'll enjoy Infinity Son. So The Upside of Falling is a light, sweet little romance that's going to sound a lot like To All the Boys I've Loved Before. What's kind of cool about this book is that it was first written on Wattpad, which is a platform that just about anyone can go on and put their writing out there. So this one happened to get published, and it's the story of 17-year-old Becca, who is very sick and tired of hearing about all of her friends and their boyfriends and being left out of the conversation. So one day she's telling her friends about her new boyfriend, who is, of course, completely made up. But luckily, Brett overhears. He feels a little bad for her. And he's been in a similar situation where his friends won't get off his back for not having a girlfriend. So he decides to jump in and proclaim himself as her boyfriend. So this new little partnership that they develop turns into something sweet and funny and charming and a nice light read. This is a super creepy book. It's the first in a series that's just getting started, so you'll have to wait for more to come. But in this story, there's an intense storm, and after the storm, these plants start growing everywhere and climbing around everything, throwing off this toxic pollen. and starts to kill hundreds. But for some reason, there are 3 teams that are immune to it. And so they've never met each other before, but now they have to unite to figure out how to stop these alien plants and how to save humanity, essentially. So it's a big story, creepy story, an intense story, but something that you might be up for. So if you've never used our ebooks and audiobooks at SDUHSD or the ones available to you through our county library, you can check out the playlist of videos that let you know how to plug into Sora. Totally free, easy, and gives you access to all kinds of great books and audiobooks.